Plaintiff Shenard Carter says the defendant is his sister and he loves her, but says she has had some tough times with men. Shenard is suing because his sister borrowed money for her wedding, but he has yet to be repaid. Defendant Kamar Garner says she and the plaintiff were 2 of 9 siblings, and their father was a pastor. But along the way, Shenard became addicted to drugs. Kamar admits that she borrowed money from Shenard, but insists her brother knew she couldn't repay him.
All right, start with you.
First, I'd like to say that I'm very happy to be here. I love your show, and I think that you're an excellent example for a black man, or honestly for all men, especially how you changed your life around. And I just really admire you.
Thank you. And a lot of people point out that I'm a good model for black men. 1, because black men have more challenges in society. 2, I overcame those challenges of society. And some folks say, why do you always mention race? Because there's a difference in the challenges, folks. That's why. We have different challenges. So it's harder for us. Go ahead.
Your Honor, this is my younger sister, Kamar. She's 15 years younger than me. When we grew up, we weren't very close because of the age difference. However, I tried to stay involved as an older brother. We grew up in a very religious home, very restrictive. We weren't allowed to do a lot of the things that normal kids were. We couldn't go to movies.
What denomination or church?
It started out as the Church of God in Christ, but later my father went on and started his own church, and he was independent.
Independent? All right. Go ahead.
So they're basically sanctified. So, but we grew up in a loving home. However, things weren't always the way that I would like them to be. Kamar she's a beautiful person. I love my sister. I really do. However, she's had some tough times with the men that she's dated. There came a time where she was in a relationship. It was a tough one. My mom went down to, she was pregnant with her son, BJ, beautiful young boy. And my mom went down to check in on her, and she had a heart attack. While she was in midair in flight. And so Kamar called, she spoke to my wife, and she just let me know that she needed some help. My wife said, hey, listen, you gotta go. And I flew down there, and I found out that the situation was, it was more dire than I had thought.
Did your mother survive?
My mother did survive.
Good.
She survived, and she's alive today.
Good. You're not about to blame her for anything relating to anyone's health problems?
Absolutely not.
All right, good enough.
Absolutely
that's a crushing thing. Some people get in here and do that.
No.
They say, my mother died, and it was because of what she did, and it's a terrible thing to say. If it's not absolutely a fact. If mom didn't say before she was checking out, so-and-so caused this, y'all, then nobody should do that to their relative, but you're not doing that, so I was just making that observation. Go ahead, so what impression did that leave with you?
Ultimately, we had a large disagreement about it, and she unfriended me on Facebook at that point, and we didn't speak for a long time.
Okay.
However, I'm happy to say that she was able to extricate herself from that situation.
Good.
And she came back home. Unfortunately, by the time she did come home, my father had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And he passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
And,
but you all stuck together, obviously?
Yes.
All right, good.
I think so.
Let me hear it from you, ma'am.
First of all, I want to say that I love my brother to death. It's 9 siblings altogether. We come from a very big family, and yes, we grew up in a very strong religious background. Our dad was a pastor.
So what you call a PK?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's what they call preacher kids.
Yes.
And many of them, particularly the young ladies, go on the wild.
Yeah.
When they become adults.
Yes.
Because they've been restricted so much. And they've had to put this image up of perfection because I'm the child of a preacher and everybody expects them to be the preacher themselves.
Exactly.
Child, not the preacher. I'm the child of a preacher.
Right.
Don't expect me to be righteous.
Right.
I do my best. I do what I'm told as long as they're around. When I break loose, I'm going to be like every other kid. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to do whatever other kids do. So I understand that expectation, and I understand how PKs, as they call them, preachers' kids, kind of rebel because they've been so restricted and stuffed in that time that door open, Doc, wide open, doing everything. Go ahead.
Your Honor, my brother, he should have been an actor because this is a huge facade that he's putting on. First of all, like I said, I love my brother to death, but, I just want to, to expose the truth of the matter. My brother was addicted to drugs for several years, and
what a success story he is. Go ahead.
And he is angry at the world and angry at our family. I believe most of those problems derive from him being on drugs for so long. I applaud him because he has been clean for some years now.
How many?
I believe it's been about, 7 years maybe.
Okay, good.
And the reason why I brought that up is because, yes, we have a 15-year difference, but, he's 15 years older than me. So really, as a child, I looked up to him more than just a brother, just a figure where I looked up to him. As I got older, I seen the truth of the matter and some things, him and his wife have done very, very.
We're not getting into all that. Sir, tell me about the breach of contract. Now she want to talk about your wife. Go ahead.
Well,
$2,600 you're suing for a breach of contract.
Your Honor, there came a time, my sister, after she got out of that relationship that was bad, that after she came home, my father had passed away. Before he passed, she announced that she was getting married. I thought it was sudden. Nevertheless, who am I to judge? Kimar and her husband, Troy, they came to my house. They said, listen, we need to talk to you. And we're both coming over. I knew they were getting married, so I knew what time it was. And the first time that they asked for money, I said no. Actually, in 2000.
How long ago was this?
This was about a little over a year ago.
Okay.
And the reason that they came to me for money, Your Honor, was because in 2003, I was a truck driver. I was parked on the side of the road, and a tractor trailer hit me going 65 miles an hour.
Oh, so you won a lawsuit?
I did. I did. I won a lawsuit. I was awarded over $500,000, and although my family...
How long ago was that? Were you a dope fiend then?
No, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
you were.
Because you would have smoked it up. He couldn't have been. He'd have smoked it up.
Sir.
He wouldn't have had no money to loan you 10 years
sir.
later. $500,000? That'll last you about 3 years. Particularly if you got a dope fiend smoking it with you. Y'all got what, about 8 ball a night? Maybe a quarter ounce. Y'all to smoke for about 10 hours every day. She'd come in the house and you could cut the smoke with a knife. And by year 3, all that money would be gone. Go ahead. So what did you say? They were getting married. She asked to borrow how much?
They said they needed $1,500 for the reception.
And what happened?
I said no.
Okay.
Because the last time I lent someone money, I had to sue
When did you say
them.
yes?
I said yes the third time.
Okay. To how much?
To $3,000.
Okay. And what was the agreement on repayment?
$100 a month, 0% interest for 30 months, and you can set your first payment anytime within the next 6 months, but when you set that payment, you have to keep paying.
All right. How much was paid?
$400.
Yeah, because you're suing for $2,600. Ma'am?
Now, yes, I did come to my brother, and I did ask him.
The dope fiend?
He wasn't a dope fiend at that time
okay.
at all. He's been clean for some years.
Okay.
When I came to my brother, my dad passed away, and at the time we have a very close-knit family, all the siblings. So my brother did come into some money, and he was helping, giving away as if I did, and I would give away and help too. And so I did ask my brother for $1,000. He gave me $1,000. And he told me later on, after I asked him for the extra money, that I went back to my budget and seen that we were short on some other stuff.
How much did he loan you?
He loaned me $3,000.
All right. And how much have you repaid?
we paid $400.
What's your defense today to not paying the balance?
Well, when my mom got sick, she was way more ill than when she came to California.
So your only defense is you can't afford to?
No. I talked to my brother and I told him that we fell on hard times. And he was well aware of the situation. And he told me, don't worry about it, we'll work it out. However, we'll work it out.
Have you worked it out?
Well, we didn't get a chance to. We was in communication.
Well, I'm gonna give you plenty of chance. $2,600 is your judgment. Her only defense is you said you work it out, and they ain't had a chance to work it out. If y'all haven't had a chance to work it out, that means you still owe. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Kimar, I love you. You're my sister, and I wish you hadn't come to this, but.
You're a liar, okay? You were hoping that it came to this.
No.
This is the closest that you have to fame and entertainment.
Okay.
You have no life. This is what you want to do. I feel sorry for you and your wife. And like I said, there was never an issue with paying you. It doesn't matter.
So that's why you didn't contact me for 7 months? That's why you changed your phone number?
I was just at your house while you were smoking weed all day like you do.
That's
like
a
you
lie.
do.